What do you think is more important? The past, the future, or the present? Of course, I know your answer that present is more important. Try to live in present, try to be happy, and you know, because past give you pain. Even the happy memories that you have from the past, you think that losing them is like kind of sad and it gives you grief. Future, you think, is fear because you don't know what's gonna happen in the future. Convention to everyone, it's me Asmim Nair and I am here for you all to continue the story Marnika. I'm here with the second chapter, so here goes the myth. Notice the story is narrated by a boy. It's the flower Marnika. It is said that a butterfly fought with mosquitoes because she found their deed really torturous for human beings. And also the fact that whenever she found mosquitoes, there is bad smell and dirty slum. This is just the opposite how butterflies like the atmosphere. Near flowers, nice fragrance, and for this cause she hated them and decided to fight them. She asked for help, but nobody was interested other than her soulmate. But millions of mosquitoes and two butterflies, they couldn't win. Her soulmate died, and she lost a wing. But in the end, acknowledging that the mosquitoes are not wrong to be born, but the humans are to pollute the environment, made her angry. A dead mate, and a brutal ending of her story enraged anger and a strong will of revenge and turned her into a demon, Marnika. It is said she had a knife on her right hand and she wears flower petals that are green on the outside and red in the inside. People say that if you take a flower of Marnika to your home, she'll come and kill you in the midnight. Listening to this story, it felt like a normal lie story made to teach children a lesson of respecting the cleanliness of nature environment, but something felt irritatingly true. Maybe that's how the Lokathas are supposed to be. I was reluctant to even hear it, but I cannot just tell to cut it out to that senpai of mine. I pretended to listen. He said people have died mysteriously when they did try to be daring, and as we were to part ways, he scolded me again not to go near it. When I got back home, I didn't saw the flower on my table. I knew my mother must have thrown it away because it must have died. I felt sad, a little annoyed, as if something precious to me, though broken, but I wanted to keep it and somebody snatched it away from me. I felt every I felt bad every time I walked past the tree with Kshitij Bhaiya. I would want to at least look at it for some reason, even if from a distance possible. I just wanted to stand there for some moment. A week went by and the school closed for summer vacation. But for the tournament, we have to practice because July was near. So we decided to use the ground on the way to our school because for the same Marnika tree reason, it was empty. Nobody usually uses it. But I feel so happy when around it. After 3 weeks, I replaced a junior classmate and become a main player. I was a quick learner. I generally do not go to play outside, but it was essential for me at that time. While I went outside, I couldn't stop myself and took a flower of Marnika with me. As if happiness returned to me, I felt overwhelmed with joy. When I returned home, I placed it back again on my desk. I would always want to look at it for because for some reason I felt like it's gonna go away, it's gonna disappear any moment. But the uneasiness always clung to my chest. But it also felt awkward to be so possessive about a flower. It was weird, like I'm going crazy. Before going to bed, I stared at it adorably for some minutes and went to sleep. This time, when I woke up at the midnight, I got scared, and so I prevented myself from moving anyway. But I couldn't just keep my eyes closed. And when irritatingly I opened them, I saw a girl in a long dress sitting on the floor. I assumed it was a dream for some reason and looked at her mesmerized. She was beautiful. And she smiled at me. I felt the earth moving slowly, and at the time freezing. I kept staring at her until I fall asleep again. When I woke up, as if I had the best dream ever and the most soothing sleep, I was happy. Like I started to shine if I could be a sun. The next day, when no one would notice me, I took the flower again and put the old one to the new one. This time in the night, I saw her. She was standing, hiding her wings behind her, and she walked towards me and kissed me on my cheek and sang something beautifully. That I forgot, but it was a love song, I could tell. It was really beautiful. If there is something more than love that could exist, it was that. I felt my heart aching and healing at the same time. Like I have become the best version of me. Is this what they call being complete? For that day onwards, I would always take Flower with me. Today, when I woke up at the midnight, she was sitting on my bed. So I got up and sat next to her. She was talking about something, and it was like I can only hear her words, but they won't reach my brain. Like my brain stopped working. I could hear her words, understand the meaning, but the sentence won't reach me. The words would fly away as soon as I hear them, but I could see she looked so happy. So I didn't say anything and just looked at her with admiration, respect, and adore and love. I wanted to reply her, but I just didn't. So I think she stopped talking because she realized that I cannot understand her words. So I took a little courage, but then I asked her to sing me that song she did last time. As I heard the song, I could feel the air ringing and each breath, the air entering my chest clearly. I did not realize, but soon the day broke, as if just a moment ago, as if cursing the sun to rise, as I wanted to sleep more, but even if I did, I could only see random stuffs in my dream. And also, the awareness that I'm dreaming pisses me off. I finally woke up irritated, but as I smelled my bed, I could remember the night. The anger faded away, and only the uneasiness of just the day over already. So you kanji take desu. That day I realized that a bird flies its highest when it has a home to return to. The relief of having a corner of my own. That day I realized what it is to like have a home, a corner to rest irrespective of all circumstances. I do not even know if it's reality or just a dream, but living at that moment, having an excitement of returning to that dream, the same dream, is, I guess, the best decision. Well, that's that for the story, and I'll be continuing the story in the next chapter, the third one. For future, past, and present, I think future is the most important thing. Past is something you can rely on. Past is something that made you. Past has memories and experiences, while present has nothing. Like what is happening, you cannot stop it. What you are right now, either happy, depressed, you cannot change it. But future has hope. You can always expect a brighter future. You can decide your future actually. You can decide what you really want, and things are gonna change. And if you have good things, you can rush for the greater. If you try to live in present, you'll get lost. And I had this feeling. So living in present is not a right choice. Living for future is the right choice. Living for hope is the right choice. Well, so de Deus, ato, já mata, né?